time for our Revelstoke Mayor Report with Mayor Mark McKee. Good morning, Mark. What's going on with you, Mark? So you seem to be rather relaxed wearing your nice T-shirt and just calm. You're not wearing like a plaid shirt.
It's Casual Friday today.
Okay. Oh, by the way, so I found a shirt. It was sort of like a light bright blue, and it had, I don't even know what the design is, but it's very vibrant, and I call it my Mark McKee shirt. I'll have to wear it next Friday. Because when I bought it, I look at Chris, I'm like, it's my Mark McKee shirt. She goes, it does look like a shirt Mark would wear.
Another Mark McKee wannabe.
No, you've been in trouble for that before, haven't you?
I get in trouble for lots of things.
So it's summertime, so things get a little thin for questions because people are off doing other things. But I thought we should just touch base on a few things.
Sure.
One is I had a few people ask, what's going on with the smell? No surprise there. But there was a press release sent out on Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, there's lots of work being done on the sewage lagoon. The new aeration system, I believe, should be finished being installed now. And I think part of the issue that we're dealing with right now is that because it's getting all churned up and working, and there was some equipment failures, which stuff happens at sewage lagoons. But I'm not going to make a whole bunch of excuses. We're not happy. Staff aren't happy. I know the residents aren't happy. And I think that with all this new replacement and all the work that's going in, they're doing a whole bunch of other stuff to it. They feed it some chemicals to help build up the oxygen levels. And I'm just looking forward to the sewage lagoon up and running the way it's supposed to be, and we won't be talking about it on radio shows anymore. That's the goal.
Excellent. So I noticed that City Council has tentatively, it looks like we might have maybe one day, some type of wellness treatment facility down by Williamson's Lake.
Oh, it's in the regional district, and they're going through process. I've met with them a couple times just to see what they're doing, and really interesting concept and world class, but it's ALR land, and they're going to have to go through process, and we'll just see how that unfolds. And
so does it ultimately land in their department for permission, approvals, etc.?
Well, it's there's a meeting with the Advisory Planning Commission. This is in, of course, Lonnie Parker's bailiwick, and I know that Lonnie's had some meetings with them, and she's going to be going on a tour. But there's also going to be a meeting with the Agricultural Land Commission, and so it's just going through process. But real interesting concept that they're working on.
It's pretty out there, and I mean, This was like a Korean-based company that wants to come and do this.
Well, it's Mr. Park that I actually met Mr. Park in Korea when I was there back in 2003, and because of that visit, he came to visit Revelstoke, loved Revelstoke, moved his family here. His kids grew up, went to school here, then went off to university, and through connections that he made here, and see how that unfolds. One other comment that I would like to make, and this is separate from the wellness center that they're talking about at Williamson's Lake, or the property next door, is I was at Regional District yesterday, and we had a presentation by the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, and they're talking specifically about Three Valley Gap and adding this mesh fencing to kind of to work towards mitigating rock falls and things like that. And
this was in the works for a while, though.
Well, no, it wasn't. Not what they're doing now. This is a direct result of what happened to Shannon Smith and the consequent the campaign to start dealing with it. And really what it is, it's a stopgap measure that they put into place until the ultimate fix at Three Valley Gap happens, which is going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm not even sure exactly what they're going to do. I think they're still planning on what they're going to do, but regardless, the rock falling has shown to be extremely dangerous, and this system is being designed and going to be installed, and it's going to be. And I actually am shocked at how fast this whole process has moved forward. So
okay, so for clarity, there was talk about a fencing system going up, and we all griped about it. And this is a new take on that same kind of concept, but they've looked at it with more extensive research. Is that kind of it? Because we've heard about fencing before. That had come up. Is this just something that's more specific and acute to that one?
Well, unless, and I'm not positive about how long ago it was talked about, but I would say that this is a direct result of the campaign that and the accident that Shannon Smith had.
Okay.
And the ministry has worked really fast to put something together, and there's a lot of big issues out there. Not to, obviously big rocks are one of them, but avalanche pass and in the amount of snow that comes down, and it's designing a system that will not get torn away by avalanche systems, and again and they're putting panels of fencing up, and they're going to, for the lack of a better word, they're going to be zippered together in the spring, summer, and fall, and then they're going to be unzippered so that the whole thing won't come down when they blow the avalanches for snow. So it's going to be interesting. Something really innovative and hasn't really been, to this degree, hasn't been done anywhere else.
Wow, that could be a really good big banner along that way. Imagine how big the sponsor could be on that thing.
Yeah, sponsored by YKK. But anyways, it's nice to see them moving faster. And I was asked to go to an announcement with the Premier and the Minister Trevena, and talking about new projects that are coming, and they have the community benefits thing, which is fine, but I was there because of new projects coming in this area on the Trans-Canada Highway, and again, I've heard it before, and I've told them, but and I really feel that it's true, is that their number one priority is this area here, Salmon Arm to Alberta border, with the really Salmon Arm to Golden, all through this area here. So looking forward to more projects being announced.
All right, and we'll start seeing construction come September for the roundabout.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to get started with works in the ground, and the actual roundabout will be next year in as early as spring as possible. So we've got lots of activity going on, and of course we touched on the DCCs a little bit. There's a committee of the whole has made a recommendation that'll go to council on Tuesday. If council ratifies that, then we've picked a scenario that will then go back out to the public and for public comments. And
do you remember what, off the top of your head, what it was?
Well, it's things like the sewage lagoon is going to be 60% funded by users, 40% funded by development cost charges,
right,
and for-profit affordable housing will be at a 40% of DCCs. So any affordable housing project, if it's not-for-profit affordable housing, it's 100% DCC deductible. If it's for-profit affordable
40%.
housing,
okay,
they'll pay 40% of DCCs.
Okay.
So, and then the other ones stay similar to what they were before. Transportation projects are funded 1% by the city. Water projects are funded 1% by user group. New parks category that we've added is going to be 50-50. 50% city, 50% development cost charge.
Okay, and it was the amount that was to add a basement suite or whatever the technical term is called.
That's right. Is going to stay the same as it is right now.
Okay.
So that's, I think, is a good deal to encourage those secondary suites.
Okay, so that's what's on the proposed table from committee. It'll go to council on Tuesday, and
that's right.
You'll either pass it or you won't. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, well, we'll find out on Tuesday, and then we'll see what goes on the Stoke list after.
Exactly.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Sean.